Buy It, Rent It, Profit. And we're here Thursday night, 7 p.m. And what we do here at 7 p.m. on the Buy It, Rent It, Profit education website is we're here to teach you how to underwrite deals and how to use the deal analyzer on the Buy It, Rent It, Profit platform. Basically, that's what I'm showing you. And we are going to look at a deal. And let me share my screen. Bum, bum, bum. I want to thank everybody for showing up. See how I do here. Let's go. Gotta go here. There we are. Everybody can see my screen. Thank you. And so what you do is you go, you come into the platform, come over to downloadable tools and resources. We're going to go to workstation. And I got a nice little 16 unit here we're going to look at. It's in Tampa. And I know I stick to Tampa and St. Pete, and I should move around, but you know what it is? I know the numbers here. So here we are at the deal analyzer. So before we do anything, we want to perform our CIOTA process. And our CIOTA process, we're looking at building permits. We're looking at average household size. I am tongue-tied tonight. Average household size. We're looking at average household income. We're looking at interest rates. We're looking at rental rates. So this link here, which we improved, and I'll show you a little bit later in the broadcast, but citydata.com is a fabulous place to, you can just about complete your entire CIOTA process here. Basically, you can put in any city, any zip code, and it'll give you a 10-year look back onto where you're looking. It'll let you know things like earthquake, floods. It'll give you everything you need for CIOTA, average household size, average household income. It'll give you schools, crime rates. It'll give you building permits. It'll give you average household income. I don't know if I've said that already. It'll tell you everything you need to know, and it gives you a 10-year look back. Crexi is where we find most of our deals. It's a great format. It has a paid version, and there is a free version. Great place to find deals. They've been posting a lot more duplexes and quads and triplexes and things like that on there too. So you can do the same thing on Crexi. You can do, narrow down your search criteria to a city, and very simple to use. To do your rent comps, you can use Rentometer. You get a couple of free ones, so use this one sparingly. But they do have a paid version then after the free ones. So if you have multiple email addresses, you can try putting in different email addresses to get a couple extra free searches. And apartments.com obviously is a free service. You can great place to find your rental comps. So we're going to move here to the back of the envelope. This property is 16 units. It's $3.7 million. Its standing NOI is 172,419. I'm going to stick with a 7% rate only because it's really a lot of times your rate's based on what should I say? Credit, track record, things like that, experience, who's coming to the table with experience, who isn't. And I'm just going to go for a 30-year rate. So our DSCR is that's your debt service coverage ratio. Banks want to see that at 1.25 or higher. So obviously we got to put a little bit more money down. Currently we only have 740, and let's see if we go up to 40%, double our 20 is probably not enough. Nope. Let's go to 50. That might get us there. And be honest with you, 50% is a great down payment, only because we're going to go a little higher. Yeah, we'll go to 54, push us over. So now we're at 1.27. That way you're not financing on debt. All right, your LTV is nice and high, and you'll see that as we go along. And what happens is, if you buy something at 20% LTV, that's a lot of debt. You have 80% debt then, right? So, God forbid the interest rates go sky high. All right, let's say if they shoot from 7 to 10 in the next 5 years, when I want to refinance, I can't, right? My property's not worth it because I'm leveraging too much debt. So the more money you put down, the less pressure you're putting on yourself as far as leverage. You'll be able to refinance even if the interest rates go up. So this is a great position to be in. Believe it or not, you have to raise a little bit more money. Yep, but it's a good place to be when it comes time to refinance. And if the interest rates go down, even better. You can pull more money out than on the refi. So let's go to start a full analyzing. Okay, so here we are. And if you're on the platform and you haven't set up a profile yet, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here. I'm sorry. You want to get this to 100% and get yourself a nice award. Get your little plaque on your homepage of the platform, and you can move right along. And the more awards you get on the platform, the better off you'll be. So let's get back to business. We are buying multifamily. The address on this property is 4114. There it is. I save these things. And I even have a file picture. This is amazing for me. Miss Karen will be so happy. In my downloads, though. It's right here. Let me move this up. There it is. Look at that. It's a nice new unit. It's built in 1984. And it was refurbed in 2017 a little bit. They updated it. The lot square footage is exactly a half an acre. I even double checked that on the MLS. The property is not on the MLS, but when you go onto the MLS and you search the property, it gives you, you can search the lot size right there. So the rentable square footage is 14.8. And if they don't give you these numbers, it's not a big deal. This is just help you calculate price per square foot. Let's move this down. So we're going to go into property income. And yes, of course, we want to go by unit by unit. So we have, let's see here. This is, we have 8 and 8. We have 8 one bedrooms and 8 2 bedrooms. Like I said, it's 16 units, but the rents are a little all over the place. So bear with me here. We have 3 units and they're roughly 750 square feet. They gave me average square footage. So, and the rent per unit on this one is $14.13. Go to add our next 1 bedroom. Deciphering the rents usually takes the longest when you're doing this. You have 2 of these, and they're still $750. And these rent for $14.50. And then we have another 1 bedroom, and these are 3. This is so much easier. Oops. Than a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet's working in the background. These rent for $15.20. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 2 bedrooms. Oh, we got to add 2 bedrooms. So bear with me again. We have 1. And these are all 1,100 square feet. Nice size 2 bedroom, not too bad. And this one rates for $18.61. And 2 bedroom, another 1. They're all, which they give me for average square feet, 1,100. This rents for $18.70. Let's add another one. We got 5 of these. And they rent for $1,900. And last but not least, one more. 700. And this one rents for $1,960. So we also have other income. There are washer and dryers in every unit. This guy actually does a RUBS program. He doesn't do it too well, but he's doing it. And he has $1,100. He recovers $1,100 or $11,000, excuse me, almost $12,000 on a water reimbursement. So he collects on water. These are all metered separately for electric, but there is only one water bill. And he is completely rented. So he's got a 0 vacancy. And let's move it right along. Move this over here. So before we put in our expenses, we got our cash on cash return at almost 10. Our NOI, which is going to change as soon as we put in our expenses. But you can see the gross rent multiplier is 138. And there's explanations on the website everywhere to talk about all these. If you don't know what the EGI is, that's effective gross income. I can tell you, total EGI, NOI is net operating income. I'm not going to tell you the rest. Go look them up on the website. It's great because it's, you're learning and you're going to learn. You need to know the jargon. That way, when you do talk to people, you know what you sound like you know what you're talking about. You do know what you're talking about because you're learning from Brian himself on the website. So remember our calculation, and it's a simple calculation for our property tax, right? The purchase price, $3.7 million, times 0.80 or 0.80, 80% gives you 2.9 million. Then you have times the millage rate, 19.8587 equals, and you divide that by 1,000. Bam. So they calculate their property tax, and they're actually pretty close. They were a little under. So their actual property tax is $54,551. And that's an estimate. I mean, if you're looking up the millage rate, sometimes people get confused. They're looking up the wrong one, or you're not looking up the right year, especially on the OM if they'll put 2023. So a lot of time, and you can find this information on citydata.com too. It'll give you usually it's the year before. So if you go to the property appraiser's website for that county, they'll tell you the actual millage rate that's being calculated on for that year. So their insurance is $48,000 a year, which, oops, hey, what happened there? Oh, I hit the X, sorry. There we go.
You got to, hey, Greg.
Yes.
You got to add it back in. You deleted the whole line.
Yeah, I know. I just put it back.
Well, but it's under utilities now.
Oh, silly me. Oh, I see what you're saying. I deleted because I hit the X. My bad. Good catch, Malik.
I got you.
Way to look out. So we'll just put that in here. We'll just add it. Sorry about that. That would be a big utility number. All right, their management fee is $19,776. A little high, almost 6%. Their repair and maintenance, well, this might be because they doing refurbs, $25,000. And I doubt these numbers are exact. That looks like they might have rounded some off. Their electric bill is kind of low, so maybe we know they're a metered Oops. We know they're metered separately on the, so here's their water bill, which he recovers almost $12,000. He's got 16,000 in for a water bill, but he recovers it on the other income. That's where RUBS comes in handy, when you can do things like that. So this is all they give me for, but I'm going to also throw in, let's do our reserves. There's no garbage, so garbage magically disappears. There's no office supplies. So they leave a lot of stuff out on this OM. But remember, when you get into this and you're doing your forensic audit, all this is going to come out in the wash. So let's see, 250 times 16, so that's $4,000 we're going to throw in for reserves that they don't have here. So look, you get this, and this is, right now it's about right. Going to be a little high in the expenses. Like I said, I think the repair and maintenance is a high number. I think he can do better on the RUBS. If you use a company like Utility Ranger, I think Megan talks about, and that's their business. They set up RUBS programs for places that don't have it. Okay. So, and the reason is, one of his reasons, I'm sure his water bill is really high because he's got a washer and dryer in every unit. So people could be doing laundry every day. That's another reason why he's got to recover that water bill. But a company like Utility Ranger, which we're trying to get an affiliate partner, and Miss Tiffany Middle is an amazing, this is what she does. This is all she does. And she's very, very good at it. But she claims she can recover up to 90% on a RUBS program of what you're losing. So if you, let's just say, let's see how close we are. 16,000 on a water bill times 0.90. That's 14,400. So he can recover another $2,400 easily, just by going to a company that does a RUBS as a profession. So let's hit save and move on. Okay, so here we are at our property evaluation and cap rate. But look what happened, because we have 50% of expenses at this place so far, because we calculated the property tax properly, and we're down to almost 1.5% on cash return. So right now they seem a little high, but let's move it along. We're still at 1.37. The cap rate went down, which pushes up the property value, but we knew that was going to happen because of the property tax. Plus we added another 4,000 onto the reserves that they didn't put. So we actually got to put a little bit more money down. Let's see if we go up to 55%, because our debt service coverage, let's go 55.50. There we go. 20 seconds, probably go to a quarter, but I'm not going to play those games. So now we're still where the banks want to see us, but we're going to go back and play. Don't worry. This deal's not dead yet, because these aren't the pro forma numbers. These are what they're running at currently. So here's our edit page. So you can analyze your review here, and you can either go back to a page where you think you made a mistake right here on the left, or you can just hit where it says edit here, and you can go back and change whatever you need to change on whatever page you're on. All right, so we're going to save and move forward. Oh, so remember what I was saying before about how we, so here, if on any page, you can go to city data, Crexy, apartments.com. And over here, we're going to get some lenders. We are lining up some lenders now. So you could just click the button, right, and get a, excuse me, I'm sorry. You get a loan quote. And we are working on getting a title company like Stewart Title to get and property services, where you can get a net sheet and find out where you're going to wind up. Because on our analyzer, you can do single family homes, and industrial. You can do whatever you need to do. So we're going to increase our property growth by 3%. I wish I could put a 0 in expense growth, but I like to not grow my expenses. Cost of sale, I always put just 1.5, and I run this to 10 years. So let's go here. We're over 1.5% now on these. So let's look at this. This is your printout. This is what we just went over. So we have our NOI. It's down a little bit because we changed the tax number and we added the 4,000 in the reserves that they didn't put. Our cash on cash return is 1.7, not that great. Our net cash flow in year one is 21,000. And I just like to look at year one. This prints out to 10 years because we hit 11 years now. But if you look at year 11, your effective gross rent, because you're growing at 3% every year. And at year 11, your net cash flow is at 5.61. Not that great. And your IRR is not that great. So as they're running now, they're not running well at all. But like I said, we like to go back and play. So let's go back to property income. Right? And let's go to pro forma rents. So let's see here. They're saying that our pro forma rents, they can get on the 1 bedroom. So let's go to 8 here. 8. They're saying that they can get 1675, which I believe they can in that part of Tampa. And let's get rid of the rest of these 1 bedrooms. They have to go from the bottom. My bad. So let's get these 2 bedrooms and change that to 8. And they're saying they can get, oops, not that one, this one. And they're saying they can get, I'm just going to say 2,400. They said 2,450. I think that's a little steep for that area, but let's see. And why aren't these going away? I'm going to change them to zeros. We'll show them. We'll do it the easy way. Our developers have been working on this, so that's why I don't know why that's going away, but we'll have them fix that. Let's just play it safe. Let's turn everybody to 0. Okay, let's hit save. So look, we're at 1.64 here. We came to, and we changed to almost 5, right? There's one more change to make back there. Okay, so remember our rubs too, right? We said we can change this to $14,400. That's another nice change. That's not a lot of money, but that might bring us over the 5% now. Yep, 511. That's what I love about this deal analyzer. You just plug in the number and bam, the numbers change. Our cap rate went up because we created more income, right? So, I mean, I think this repair and maintenance number is just really high, but I'm not going to play with that just yet. So let's go back to the last page again.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you a quick question, or is it too early?
Absolutely. No, ask away.
Okay, so that insurance, actually insurance and the taxes, is that the insurance and taxes that they pay? Or that's going to be
No, with the
insurance and
taxes,
taxes new?
I'm sorry. It's I added 10% to the insurance number, and I calculated the tax at the new purchase price.
Okay.
That's half the problem at what these brokers do. They calculate the tax at
what they're paying.
Right, what the current owner is paying.
And that's misleading.
Really, I out of the 100 or 1,000 or so that I look at, I'm going to say 95% of them do that. And it's
all of them do it.
Yes. A good 95%. There's very few that calculate the tax correctly. And I'm gonna give praise to one of them. The guys at Franklin Street do a fantastic job of calculating the tax and insurance, because they will actually give you insurance quotes that they were given when they did the listing from their insurance people, and they will calculate the tax at the current year's rate millage.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they're really good at it. Most of the other ones don't. I mean, you might find one or two brokers that do, but most of them don't. All right, so let's look at our NOI. All right, it went up almost $66,000 just in year one. Our cash flow went up almost $70,000 to $90,000. Right. Let's look at our IRR. Went up to a 7. Not great. I'd like to see that number at least 10 or higher. I'd like to see it at 12, but from 1 to over 7.5. I'm sorry, that's fantastic. And I didn't go full blow on the 2-bedroom rates, rents. I mean, so. And let's see. I think there's one other thing we can do to play. I mean, I think that insurance number is really high, but let me show you these things too. Here's a real good thing. This is a way you want to put the picture on. Here's the 10-year cash flow analysis. I'll just show you how that prints out. Everybody can see the new printout, yes? With the picture of the... I can't see you guys, so somebody just give me a thumbs up or answer.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so this is what prints out right from our... comes up with the property address, nice picture of the property. Everything we put in shows it right here. And here's a loan analysis, cash flow analysis. What comes on our last page here? Here we go. This is what those pages that we printed out are year 1, year 2. Shows all our pretty numbers. This is great to share with your partners, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But let me go back here. Then you can do the same thing with the 1-year cash flow analysis. They look kind of similar, but they're different. It shows you the picture. It gives you all that other information, square footage, the rentable square footage. But here's all the, excuse me, it gives you your monthly and annualized numbers. Here's all the expenses that we put in. So that's a nice thing to share. So, I mean, if you just email, which I'm going to show you right now. So if you move back into the deal analyzer and you come on over here, this link right here, which now it's a buy it, rent it, profit link because we own this now. Just hit that and it says copy. Let me move this over here. I'm going to go to my email. I'm going to go to my compose and I'm just going to send it to me. That's me. I'm going to put link and Control V, and there's the link. And then you can also attach the cash flow. There's that. And I'm going to attach the 1 year. I don't know why they don't save like one right next to each other. But there's your 2 documents that you printed out. Not printed out, but you downloaded at the end, plus the link. I'm going to email it to myself. Go to my inbox. And by the magic of modern electronics, there's everything. Here's the 2 documents that we just did. And here's the analysis. Ta-da! So you can send this to a partner, right? Like I just did. Move this over here. And you can make any changes you want on any page. Let's say if you go to property expenses and hey, I don't know, hey Malik, if we change this maintenance down to, if we can cut that maintenance in half, which that's a lot of maintenance, but I guess on 16 units, it's not too bad. But it's not too, what does it come out to? 6%? I mean, you're paying your property manager almost that. But anyway, that's what I love about this deal analyzer. Let me go over here to Werribee. Stop sharing my screen. Look how easy that was. Bada bing, bada boom, and you're done. And even if you're doing larger deals, and if you have, let's say, a deal that's 70 units, 100 units, you just want to underwrite it. You can use your average rents. You just sometimes when you get to those bigger deals, it's easier to just use an average rent, especially if you have multiple. And it's always going to be multiple rents for like one bedrooms. You're never going to have everybody paying $1,000 a month. It's always going to be up and down. So sometimes to really dig deep, take an average rent, add them up, divide them by the amount that you have, and come up with an average rent. It'll get you close. And then if you really want to dig down, then you can dive into it and separate the rents out per line item.
Hey, Greg, on that,
yes,
that formula for the taxes, that just properties nationwide, you just change the millage? Is that what you do?
Yeah, and that'll get you close. Listen, Malik, it's the title company's job to actually figure that all out. And I don't know about the states that you work in, but or if you have to use an attorney or not. But that's their job to really narrow it down. This is going to get you really close.
Gotcha.
All right.
So what was that point? It was 0.80.
No, it's purchase price times 0.80.
Okay.
Times the millage rate divided by 1,000.
Hold on, you say purchase price.
Purchase price
times
0.80.
Okay.
Times the millage rate divided by 1,000.
Gotcha.
And like I said, it's other people's jobs to do that. But since you're underwriting, you want to try and get as close as you can.
Absolutely.
It's going to get you right in the ballpark. It might not get you behind home plate, but it's going to get you a good seat.
The ballpark is good.
Yes. Yeah, and you don't have to be exact. That's not your job on this deal analyzer. Once you send it over to a banker, they're going to analyze it and they're going to really dig down deep. Or a finance guy, or a guy who really knows his stuff and can really dig down deep, because he's going to wind up doing the forensic audit and really find out what their expenses are and really find out what their rent rate is, the rent roll is. Sorry. So that's what they're going to be doing. This is to get you, it's going to get you on field level, but it's not going to put you behind home plate.
Gotcha.
All right. And it's a great formula. And I got that formula from Chad Musgrove, who is the M&T banker that does our senior underwriting for us. When we really love a deal, we send it off to him. And
gotcha.
He really digs down deep. So we got that formula directly from him. So, and just to let you guys know too, the property management software phase 1 is going to be uploaded very soon. This is for people who own property like Malik, who are paying a big price for some property management, some property management software maybe. Now it's going to be free on the website, and it's right now it's really basic, just phase 1, but it's a good start. So we'll have that on the platform real soon too. And let's see, what do we got coming up? For those of you who are in the Florida area, we have our happy hour meetup coming up on September the 13th at 5:30 at the International Plaza Mall at 10 and 10 in Teco. It's pronounced. It's right by the King Corona Cigars, across from Rocco Tacos, in the food court. Really nice wine bar. We hang out there for a few hours and meet and greet other investors, people on Brian's team, such as myself, and we have a good time. And that's about it. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Stewart Title, Home Depot Pro, Ed Coffer School of Real Estate. We are moving forward. And I just want to wish everybody a good evening and be blessed. Are there any questions?
I asked all the questions I need to. Thank you for your time, Greg.
No, not a problem. My pleasure. We do this every Thursday night at 7:00. Please hang around, join in. The more the merrier. Bring a friend.
Absolutely.
Have a great night, Jackie. Thank you for coming.
All right.